mi huafen hagigata kawani mi bil rayitun waldi hum fast wege den alwadu ga ummida ki mi bil kosha masha mi daira haniko mi emi huna hame nuge gos fula daira ega amdani libegen puriya gendwe fe gutaka mi bil fast wo ehem fast wejjiya awon me kitam var baraka awon local governance wa dekkes ekamennu mi gan
Good afternoon. It's great to see so many people here on a Saturday afternoon. It's a credit to the organization that we have such a good attendance. Mr. Special Envoy of the President, honorable ministers, permanent secretaries, officials, my very good friend, Mr. Mohammed Dean, and friends, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first of all say it's a pleasure for me to be here and to support, I think, the very powerful message we've just seen in that DVD, and I think it was an excellent expose of the case for decentralization. I visited your country, beautiful Maldives, middle of last year, and it's exciting to be back here again at this time, following the inauguration of His Excellency this week. And let me maybe start by expressing very, very warm congratulations to your President, to the ministers, and indeed to the people of the Maldives for the very historic step they took at the last elections. I think there has been a new dawn of democracy in your country, and when people talk about some of the exciting events in the United States of America with President Obama, I think there's equally exciting events have taken place here in the Maldives with President Nasheed. So let me start by congratulating you on what is become known, I think, as the other Maldives. Now, the Commonwealth stands for democracy and good governance, and I hope that some of the work that my colleagues have done with you and with the government, including the past government, in helping the transition has been of value. And of course, there was a Commonwealth high-level observer team during the elections, and that commitment to democracy in the Maldives remains also for your parliamentary elections, and we hope for the subsequent local government elections. The Commonwealth also stands for the promotion of local democracy and good governance at local level, and I think all the reasons have been stated very eloquently in that very excellent DVD. Local government decentralization is essential if the Millennium Development Goals, water, refuse collection, sanitation, basic health services, all the things we've seen on that excellent DVD are going to be delivered effectively at the local level. However, it's also important for local democracy, consolidating some of the progress which the Maldives have made at the presidential elections, which I'm sure you'll be making at the parliamentary elections. That democratic process has to be given a grounding at the grassroots level, and that's why local democracy, local elections for the local community is very important. And I won't repeat the arguments which have been put to you, but let me just give you one little sort of personal story. I remember meeting a good friend of mine who was a government minister in Africa, and he'd gone through a similar program of decentralization which he had spearheaded. And he said to me, "You know, Mr. Wright, it's the best thing I ever did." I said, "Why is that, Minister? Didn't you worry a little bit about losing some powers, losing some competencies?" He said, no. All the delegations, they used to come from all over the country, queue up outside my office day and night, kept me busy with minute details, you know, things like giving authority for local council to use a vehicle. All that is now being taken care of at a much more appropriate level, and I can really get on the job with the job of governing, the job that I've been elected to do as a minister, looking at national development priorities, looking at things that are really strategic and really important, and all the detailed decisions at the local level are much better handled at that level. So he, as a minister, felt it actually helped his work and helped his ability to govern as a national minister. And I'm sure that's true in many other countries. Now, let me just say one other thing. Decentralization is, I guess, a little bit new in the Maldives, and I know Mr. Mohammed Boyendeen has been a real champion of that. but it's something that's been applied in many, many countries across the world, including many small states. One of my colleagues, who was the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Local Government from Mauritius, which of course is not very far away in the Indian Ocean, visited Maldives. And Mauritius is a very good example of a vibrant democracy which has a very strong local government democracy and local government system. But I could give you many other examples, such as the Bahamas in the Caribbean, Malta in the Mediterranean, many, many other cases in the Caribbean, Trinidad, which is hosting the next Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting next year, and indeed in the South Pacific like Fiji and Vanuatu. So there are many, many examples of small states, very similar geography, very similar structures, very similar economies to the Maldives, who've gone through that transition. And what I think my organization can offer to you is that experience, some of the lessons, some of the mistakes, because sometimes it's important to learn from mistakes as well as from good experience. And what we would like to do is to work with your government. We're delighted that your government is a member of the Commonwealth Local Government Forum, previously through the previous Tolls Development Ministry, and now, of course, we hope through the Home Ministry, and I look forward to working very closely with the Honourable Minister and his staff. And what I think we would like to offer you is not only exposure to some of those international experiences so that you can take the best choice, what is most appropriate for your country, but also some of the possibilities for setting up some local training structures, for setting up some capacity building, because clearly one thing you will need when you elect your local government structures is have some training, some capacity, both for the elected people, for the people who are going to be heading up the councils, but also, of course, for the staff and for the officials. And indeed, one of the great things underlying my organization is the importance of a partnership with the central government, working with the local government as joint objectives. And I think that partnership is absolutely critical if successful decentralization, successful development at the local government level is to take place.